We all know what a code of conduct is. Most schools, organizations, or companies have one and operate according to the document. In a professional setting, a code of conduct is essentially an outline of the standards by which the company is expected to operate with. This helps the company keep the employees in line with the company's mission, laws, and their basic expectations. It is a professional code which all staff should adhere to, and it helps employees understand what is expected of them. But what about a personal code of conduct? This speaks more to the personal ethics and principles by which we live by. It is deeply personal and relates specifically to you. It is the set of rules and the behaviors by which you live by. Victor Hugo said, "Change your opinions, keep your principles. Change your leaves, keep intact your roots." These words accurately describe to us why it is so important to have a predetermined set of principles which we live by. It is the basis of how we respond to every situation and interaction with those around us. These principles are your roots. They are the foundation upon which your entire personality is built. This is why it is so important to form a personal code of conduct from an early age. However, if you don't have one, please know that it is never too late to draft a personal code of conduct for yourself or to change the one you already have. Welcome to the Cash Cartel, a safe haven for future billionaires and innovative thinkers. Many people don't have a personal code of conduct simply because they have not taken the time to reflect and decide what they believe and what actions support those beliefs. It takes a certain level of self-awareness to decide what your core principles are. This is why many people are unable to say no to certain situations or things that are harmful to them. They have not yet determined who they are, and thus they are unable to voice or act in ways that support who they are or wish to be. By writing out your own personal code of conduct, you will have taken the step to decide what your ethics are, and you will find it easier to live accordingly. This will help you make decisions, deal with conflict, and set boundaries. So where do you even begin? We're so glad you asked. Start by understanding why you are taking on an activity like this. Are you just looking to design day-to-day moral guides, or is it something more? Is this something with which you will use to define yourself and your personality with? Or maybe is it everything you aspire to be? Understanding why will help you greatly when you actually begin writing out your personal code of conduct. Next, we advise you to write down the key aspects of your character. What are the most prominent traits of your personality? Assess your own behavior and don't be afraid to ask those close to you for a second opinion. The characteristics can be anything from integrity to kindness, or even being a workaholic. They don't all have to be what society deems as positive, but they do have to accurately describe you. We tend to take an objective stance. We don't label our traits as good or bad, because oftentimes those negative traits are actually quite useful in a different context. Be open-minded and non-judgmental. Utilize all of your traits, even the darker ones. It is through understanding ourselves that we are able to harness all of our uniqueness and use it for good. Next, we ask you to consider your relationships. Think about each one individually and decide what you would like to change about them. Think about the kind of person you want to show up as for each of those relationships and base your code of conduct on that. Ultimately, this code will determine how you treat yourself and those around you. This is an opportunity to change some of your own behavior that is not in line with the person you desire to be. Gossiping is a great example. Most people don't enjoy gossiping. It leaves them feeling guilty and ashamed. However, most of those same people are continuously swept up in gossip because they have not yet acknowledged that it goes against their core beliefs. By deciding that you do not partake in gossip, you will immediately find it easier to walk away or to change the subject of conversation, because this behavior is no longer in line with who you are. Now it's time to make your statements. Take your time to do this, as these statements are really important. Using the personality traits you wrote down, simultaneously with the outline of who you want to be for yourself and others, write down a set of statements to form your very own personal code of conduct. These guidelines will keep you grounded in your roots during challenging times. You might want to formulate your conduct based on the following principles and how you will personally govern them. Honesty and authenticity, tolerance towards yourself and others, perseverance through difficult and trying times, patience and how you practice it, commitment to your journey and others, forgiveness. It is important to remember that these statements are deeply personal, and you cannot adopt someone else's personal code of conduct because no two people are exactly morally aligned in every way. This will take time and self-reflection. Use this to gain a deeper understanding of who you are and who you desire to be. The more you operate according to your own principles and moral code, the more aligned you will feel in your day-to-day life, allowing you to shed feelings of self-doubt or guilt, because you will no longer behave in a way that betrays you or your core beliefs. Take action now. Continue watching our videos so that you can begin the journey and unlock infinite wealth and success in your life today.